we're talking about 2001, we're talking about the height of the Second Intifada. In Israel and in the West Bank, a massive wave of conflict, of violence, and a group of queers who were involved in all sorts of other kind of like radical politics, who decided to include references or to bring in this issue of the occupation into gay rights. And I think I'm not sure what the trigger was, but certainly what they were rallying against, in a sense, was the real indifference in some cases, or hostility, or in other cases, this kind of idea that these are two separate issues, that gay rights and Palestinian rights, LGBTQ rights, whatever, Palestinian rights are not one struggle, they're separate struggles. And I think that the events of the Second Intifada and the kind of everything that it entailed, a massive military onslaught against Palestinians, etc., led people to action. And the first thing they did was in the 2001 Pride parade in Tel Aviv, and they basically ran under the banner, they marched under the banner of No Pride in the Occupation. I remember actually I was living in New York at the time, and I saw that, I can't remember how, like someone had emailed it me. Of course it was before social media. Social media didn't exist then, which is quite unbelievable. We lived in a world without social media. And I remember that, and I remember seeing that and seeing other developments here. And I think there was also a growing interchange of ideas, and because of people and because of the internet and whatever, between people in Israel and people abroad, and a lot of new ideas coming into the gay and queer community here. And that was the first action. And then they basically decided they marched in black, and then it ended up, I'm not sure how exactly they came up with the name, but the idea behind Black Laundry came from the notion of airing your dirty laundry outside, right? And it was like this, and it's still in a sense quite a potent kind of image, because actually what are they saying? That we can't talk about anything that is unacceptable or wrong or bad about our society, because we don't want to harm our international standing, or in some cases give Palestinians any kind of boost to their I put it differently, it's less that, it's harm Israeli international standing, or allow our enemies some sort of thing to use against us or whatever. And this notion that you can't air the dirty laundry outside is I think as a quite a common queer tactic of reclaiming and subverting. Calling the group Black Laundry was, I think, part of that. There was a massive action we did in the 2002 Pride parade in Tel Aviv. It was all about everything's linked, everything's tied up. So we basically tied ourselves up, chained ourselves to one another, and made lots of signs. It was very, very impressive, I think. The Black Laundry contingent in the Pride was a big success. The crazy thing was that, of course, that some of the police officers, when we were getting ready with all of our signs and great outfits and whatever stickers, police came up to us and because it looked like a leftist protest, right? In pink and black and silver a little bit, but they came up to us and said, no, this is a political demonstration, you can't do it in Pride March. Pride is not political. And there was a conversation about that, which again is very, very interesting, because that's something you hear a lot. It's, this parade isn't political. What is it if not the result of political activism, of a political struggle against oppression? Of course it's political. It depends, of course, in this country, the way you define political is very often things you don't agree with. That's political. What I do, of course, is just reasonable and acceptable. But in this case, it was quite funny. Eventually we could march. We joined the march, and I think we made a stand, and then there was a little kind of independent party. So it was very much a mix of politics and also having a great time and being fabulous, which is very important, I think, for queer visibility and not just being these like miserable political activists, you know what I mean?